Hey little buddy, did you enjoy your nap? It's time to wake up. Yes, it's time for you to join your friends down here on the floor. You're gonna go right next to the towel you came from, so you're gonna feel right at home. You don't think we forgot about you, do you? Oh, of course we're gonna do the other side. It's gonna be exactly just like you are. There, doesn't that feel better already? There you go, buddy. Come on, guys. Did you really think we were gonna cut corners and not install those corners? And you'll be pleased to know that that little corner came off of the tile that it was cut off of, so we have 100% continuity in our floor. Whoa, when did those get installed? Well, based upon the performance of our last video, we learned that you guys are just as ready to get past the tiling stage in this bathroom as we are. So we took the liberty of getting a lot of the tiling done. And this is the first time in this series where you guys get to see all of the tile that we chose. That's right, I said we. This is the first time in StudPack history where Jordan and I got to choose a tile for a project. That's right, the boys chose it because after all, this is a man cave. Yeah! Woo! So we're gonna start with the star of the show. Check out what's behind the toilet and the urinal. This beautiful star tile. These are marble tile, hexagon shape, no grout lines. They are tight to each other. And check out the layout. Half a tile here, half a tile here, almost a full tile at the bottom, and almost a full tile at the top. It looks epic. And of course, you've already seen the floor we installed with the 0 offset, and it transitions flawlessly into the slope floor into the shower, where we have our wet walls. And we installed these massive 15 by 30 tile on the vertical. And I think I'm gonna call these Rustic Zebra. And we actually thought these walls would go the fastest because they're bigger tile. But with bigger tile comes bigger problems. For one, these tile eat thin set. We'd lay 2 or 3 and we would already need to send Rat out to mix some more. Most of these were cut tiles, notch tiles, or drilled tiles. 17 pieces on this wall, only 1, 2, 3 full ones. Our snap cutter did a great job on cutting these tiles so we could rip them or cut them to length, and we used the wet saw, of course, to notch them, and we used that diamond core bit to cut our holes for our body jets, our wand, and our shower head. If you don't have one of those, make sure you get one. We'll put a link in the description. They are a game changer for tile work. But as amazing as these tile look, we got a big problem, gang. Remember back in the day when we were putting in the body jets during the rough plumbing, and we were talking about the X, Y, and the Z dimension, trying to get this stubbed out enough to screw on our body jet? Well, we miscalculated. Now we figured that with this tile and the thin set, we'd be sticking out about 1/2 inch from our backer board. But check that out. We're out 3/4 of an inch. Remember I said these eat thin set? Well, there it is. Check that out. So over here, now that I'm flush, I can't screw on the body jet with the flange. But we found an awesome solution to that problem. It's absolutely gonna save us. So make sure you stay tuned for the next video where we show you how we fix that problem. But it's not all bad. The thin set buildup made us flush right here. And check out how sweet the cover plate looks when I push it on. Boom, check that out. That looks so sleek and so modern, and it's just being held on by the O-rings, no screws. And you may be wondering, well, it's just gonna fall off. Well, check this out. Look how hard it is for me to pull this off. It won't even come off the top. There. You got 3 O-rings hanging on. It does a great job. And we're sure you already got a sneak peek of it. This slate tile on the back wall. Jordan, I really like this because it has kind of a 3-dimensional effect. And that's right, we went to design school. We learned about how to mix textures in a bathroom. Right. And we got 2 comments in our last video over and over again. The first one was, what are you doing about the little triangles missing from the floor? Well, we already addressed that. The other comment we saw a ton, what are you guys doing about the niche? You waterproofed and tiled everything else, but I still see wood here, cinder block here. You got this red hose. What in the world is going on right there? This right here is gonna be an illuminated focal point of this bathroom. Now, I texted my buddy last night and I gave him strict instructions. You cannot watch any more StudPack videos because on his next visit here, I want him to walk in that door and mind blown. So in this video, Jordan and I are gonna take a crazy concept that we had months ago and turn it into reality. And you know what, bud? We've already spent like $1,000 on this, so we gotta pull this one off and succeed. The first thing we need is some foam backer. And then we cut it to size. Now that our foam is cut to size, I need 2 plywood strips, 3 1/8 inches wide. Now let's cut them to length and secure them to our foam. All right, we've got our niche in the niche, and we're using the grid on the Schluter backer board for our next step to build our custom logo, so we want to make sure it's level. So we set up our laser over here behind us, and as you can see on the right-hand side of our niche, it's a little low, but we built some slack into our niche box. So I'm going to lift it up, and we can dial it in perfectly level on the final install. So let's pull this out of here and get on with the next step. So we're back outside with our niche. We got it on a table, and we have one of our design elements right here, and we've actually already traced it onto the backer board. So at this point in the video, you're probably wondering, StudPack, what in the world are you guys cooking up? This one's kind of hard to explain. It's going to make sense to you in just a minute, but trust us, you're going to want to watch the whole video to see how epic this thing turns out. Our next step is to get our 2-inch backer board and rip it to size and create a perimeter around our logo, and that perimeter is going to be the same height as our plywood. Let's remove this from our table saw and rip some 2-inch backer board. Let's rip some foam, boy. Now we need to know what these angles are. Got my electronic angle finder here. 64.1, 64 is close enough for this. And what is this one? Well, it's the supplementary angle, right? 116, we're ready to go. And there we go, just like that. That's what we've been dreaming of for months, and it's finally coming to reality. We're not gonna bore you with angle class. 45s here, simple butt joints here. And if this was a 64, come on over to the saw. We set it at a 26. That's the complementary angle to get our cut, and we are ready to go, and we are gonna stick it all together with Schluter Curdy Fix. All right, guys, check it out. The Curdy Fix was dry enough where we can install the niche into that hole in the wall, and check out how cool that's gonna look. Our next step is to fasten this to the wall, because from this point forward, all the work is gonna be done right here. So let's grab the screws, my screw gun, fasten this thing in place, perfectly level. Think that's it? Nice. We've got this thing screwed in. It's perfectly level. As you can see over here in this corner, we've got a channel cut out for our conduit. That's how we're going to feed the LEDs, sticking out a little bit. So we put this over that, hit it with a hammer, made a mark, and we hog this out so we don't have a bump right here. Our very next step, we're going to get some of that same Curdy Fix, put it all over this, screw our board on, then the fun. We're going to get a router, and we're going to route out this shape. It's going to be awesome. I love it when a plan comes together. All right, gang, got my old Porter cable with a brand new laminate trimming bit. I don't know what else to say except I'm a little nervous, but let's do it. Baby. Jordan, your phone's in there, dude. Hey. Man, you'll do anything for YouTube. I can't tell you guys how excited I am to finally walk through that door and see this Chevy logo in this niche. We dreamed of this, I think it was on your birthday actually, in July, that we came up with this idea. Here it is, almost Thanksgiving, and finally we're making it happen. Our next step is to do some waterproofing. Remember, the showers are pretty far away. There's going to be a piece of glass covering this anyway, but we do want to make an attempt to do some waterproofing. So I'm going to use the Curdy in all these corners. I'm going to tool it with my finger, and then we're actually going to wrap all these edges and cover this exposed foam. Let's get to it. All right, to waterproof this foam edge, we're just gonna use the CurdyFix. Remember, this is glued to that piece with CurdyFix, so it's basically already waterproof. We just wanna cover up the foam edge. So I put a nice bead on there. I'm gonna use a beater putty knife that I can just throw in the trash, and we're gonna smooth it out. I like that. We basically just made our own liquid applied, right? Man, this stuff's already getting hard. I guess I better pick it up. All right, we have our LED track. This is our very first piece. It has a diffuser. This one's already cut. But before we install it, we have to put in our back panel. Otherwise, we'll never get it in there with the LED strips in front of it, because these were custom cut. Now, originally, Jordan and I wanted a mirrored back. We thought it would reflect the light of the LEDs out into the bathroom more. But the guy who does this for a living every day of his life said the white is actually going to do a better job of that. So we're going to put the white in the back, and we're going to screw this one to the front bumper of my friend's brand new ZL1 1LE. And we're going to use CurdyFix to stick it to the foam. Don't need a lot. Hope this fits. You measured, right? All right. I can feel the air coming out. Man, look at that. Beautiful. I didn't mess it up. All right, LED strips.
Nice, guys.
What a team. And this is what I had left of an 8-foot stick. In other words, I couldn't mess up. And neither could you guys with the measuring, right?
That's right.
You guys measured, I was a cutter. We are all fired up as a team over here at StudPack that the niche is finally happening. Our next step is to actually put the LEDs in here, but we want that Curdy to set up a little bit so these aren't moving around. So we're gonna grab our electrical tools, head upstairs in the attic space, and we're actually gonna come out right here with a wire, and that's gonna feed our LEDs. So let's grab our electrical tools, head up in the attic. We're gonna wire up the power pack, bring our wire down, and get all set up for our LEDs down here. Hey gang, we're up here in the attic, and let me walk you through the temporary setup on the electrical. Remember, this is all just temporary. We're gonna make it all nice and neat and legal later. Got an extension cord here, got it wired to our power pack supply cord here, just some Wagos. Come on over here. There's our power pack on the low voltage side. We got it Wago together with the 16-foot cord we ordered, and it in turn is taped with some Romex. We're just simply gonna push that down there and fish the wire all the way into our niche. And this is what it looks like downstairs. Here's the permanent connection. We have it Wago to that gray cable that we had upstairs, and it's all taped up, and it's pushed inside that conduit. There's plenty of room, so if anybody ever needs to replace the LEDs, work on anything, they can easily access it right here. And here's the end of our roll of our LEDs. It's gonna connect right to that connector right there. And these are dotless white LEDs, completely waterproof. And we're kind of winging it right now. All we have to do now is route this in the logo we made with that channel, put our diffusers on, cut the end off, and hopefully we can start tiling.
Yeah, we were concerned about how...
Look how nice.
Yeah, we were concerned about how these corners were going to handle, but that's perfect. Perfect.
It's like Christmas. And that 3M is pretty strong.
Oh yeah, it'll never come off. Yeah, it'll never come off. It's hitting angles perfectly.
It's so flexible.
Yeah. This is always the sketchy part. Here we go.
Since we cut the end, water could get in right there, so I've got some clear silicone. We're gonna plug it up. All right, can we plug it in? Or you wanna put the diffusers on?
Diffusers.
Diffusers, oh, you're killing me. All right, let's get the diffusers. All right, gang, here we go. The lights are all wired up. The diffusers are popped in, and Rad is over here ready to plug it in. 3, 2, 1. Whoa! That is awesome.
Way cooler than I thought.
Me too. I had no vision of what it was gonna look like. I knew it'd be cool, but that is way cool. And when this is covered with tile and that other piece on top, 10 times better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Well, speaking of tile, that's our next step, right?
That's our next step. Time to mix up some thin set. So as much as we want to just keep looking at our LED Chevy logo all night, we can't. We want to tile this whole wall all the way up to the ceiling. We had a big win on our LEDs, immediately followed by a big L. Remember when we're tiling, we always talk about no slivers? Look at that. We're gonna have a tiny sliver right there in order to cover up the LED channel. But we have a perfect solution. We're gonna take this piece of tile and rip it into 3-inch pieces. We're gonna put those 3-inch pieces on top of this like a band. You'll never notice it. And then the next full course will be right there, no slivers anywhere. And Jordan, that's actually why we chose this tile, right? For a perfect situation like this. We could cut a band and nobody would ever know. I hear Rad mixing the thin set. There's no time to waste. And this niche slowed us way down, lots of intricate cuts, but this is the last piece. Let's see how it fits. I know it fits because I tested it. Man, woo! The rest of this we can fly.
Click, click, clack, click.
Woo!
Let's go.
The shower's looking epic, and unfortunately that top right piece, although it was the last piece up there, it's not the last piece on this wall. We got 5 pieces on the bottom. We left those for last because we put a ledger strip here, guaranteeing us a level row here. We just have to scribe these. We're gonna put a full piece in the middle. In other words, it's got a flat bottom, and then from there to either side, it slopes up to account for our pre-slope. I'm cutting, Rad's mixing, Jordan's laying. Let's get this shower done and see how it looks. All right, guys, this has to fit. This is the last tile. If this doesn't fit, that's gonna be a jigsaw pieces of what we got outside. Here you go. Sweet.
That's money.
I heard it.
Wow.
What, you think we're savages around here or something? Of course we clean our shoes before we go in there now. Clean?
Yep.
All right. All right, gang, we are done tiling this back wall and that epic niche. It is 9:30 p.m., but we are not done yet. This is not a functional niche. We're not gonna be storing little race cars and just tiny shampoo bottles in here. It's a decorative niche. So what would you do to this to make it even more decorative? And this is the idea, everybody. A piece of 1/2-inch plexi, just like that, in shape of the Chevy logo, standing off about 1 inch from our slate tile. Now this is just a clear piece, proof of concept. The actual one is going to be tinted gold to match the Chevy logo, and it will be installed with those standoffs by our glass guy when he installs the glass for the shower and the mirrors for the vanity. So we are super excited how well this bathroom is turning out, and we couldn't have done it without Rad. Unfortunately, he has to go home tomorrow. What a great help he was, but just look at how beautiful this bathroom is turning out. Thanks so much for watching this video. We had a blast making it for you, and if you couldn't tell, we are hauling, working hard here, trying to get out to Texas to start on the Stud Pack House. So build a niche around your like button of your favorite automobile logo, put lights behind it, smash it for Jordan and I, drop us a comment, ask a question, and we'll see you on the very next Stud Pack video.